What's up, guys? Industry Insider, always on Thursdays. Tonight we have a whole viewing crowd right here. We've got Rob from Warfighter Made over here to my left, and James from X Travel over here to my right. They actually just did a cool project. But today we're going to talk with our buddy Dustin Grabowski. He's going to come on and talk to us about, if you guys have been living under a rock, you may have not seen the video, but have you guys seen that trophy truck battle? This is a video courtesy of 239 Films, where those guys are neck and neck in their trophy trucks. Dude, it's so crazy, right? Look at that. Like 5 feet from each other, maybe, I don't know, 2 feet. And going 90 plus miles an hour. So we're going to talk to Dustin. Let's get him on real quick and we'll see how it felt in person. Let's see if we can get Dustin on real quick. Dustin Grabowski, what's up, buddy?
Don, how are you?
Good, man. Hey, so thanks for joining us on this Industry Insider at the Dirt Life Show. To my left here, I got my buddy Rob Bland with Warfighter Made.
What's up, man?
And then James from X Travel. We could have a huge crew wanting to talk about this, dude. All that stuff that you did over the past weekend at the races was pretty, we'll call it viral, but it was pretty badass, man. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about going 90 plus miles an hour in a trophy truck right on Kyle Jurgensen's butt.
No, it was definitely a blast. I've always wanted to race Kyle, and once I kind of got into 6100 and started, worked out all the little problems we had with the truck, Kyle went and started racing trophy trucks. So this weekend when I saw that he was going to be racing the 6100, I was stoked and hoped we were going to be able to race each other. And then, of course, on Sunday we ended up lining up next to each other. And he had the truck set up, to get out of the hole better. I kind of had a longer gear in it for more mile an hour. So he kind of beat me off the start. And we kind of just drag raced all the way for probably the first half of the lap, first 6 miles, just, banging on each other, just trying to, let him know I was there. See, I knew Kyle wasn't going to let me by. Like, we talked at the beginning, like, it's a short course race. Like, he wants to win, I want to win. So once you get out in front, especially at Laughlin, you got to make it to the dust and, try to put some separation. And I'm in the season for points. He's just kind of showing up and racing. So about halfway through that lap, I decided it was best for me if I just let him go and not risk anything, and then to lose my point lead and to maybe risk losing the championship.
Dude, it was still pretty intense though, right? Like, what would you think about, like, if you were sitting either co-dog or driver, James?
Man, being co-dog on that would be crazy. Just off the, 5 feet off the bumper, following that. That's wild.
There was a point where Rob, though, he was like literally touching him.
I mean, the entire time I was like, it doesn't matter if you backed off or not. That video is going to be forever cemented in the minds of a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because I remember I first saw it. Dirt Chronicles posted it. Trophy Borough posted it, and they're all supporters of us. And when I saw that, I was just like, there is no way. I think back to all the racing and stuff that we've done, and right when I start getting in somebody's freaking in their dirty air, I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna back off. Forget that.
Yeah,
Kids are going to be, I saw that video.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to race trucks or cars. So I think that's where you guys win with just the kids are going to be like, oh, man, I saw that. I want to race now. It's freaking epic.
Yeah. This weekend, actually, on Saturday, my littlest brother rode with me. And that was his first time in the truck for qualifying and racing. And then on Sunday, my other brother, my brother that's close to me in age, a year younger than me, that was his first day actually in the truck for a race. So that was his first time. He didn't say much for the first, 6-7 miles. He really didn't say much at all.
I wouldn't say anything.
That's a trial by fire with brotherly love.
Right
Right
there.
Got it down.
Welcome to the big world.
Yeah. They've been racing our Subaru Class 5 car. We have a blue Subaru Class 5 car. So they kind of started racing that when I got the truck. And so finally, my co-rider's hurt right now with some back problems. So I've just been putting different people in at different races. So my dad's like, this weekend, let's put your brothers in, see how they like it, see how they do in the past. So no, it was definitely, I'm sure he was like, he after the race, he's like, I was not expecting all that.
I was gonna say I kind of want to know what like the dinner after the race was with him.
How many times did you nerf him? Did you touch him at all?
Did you touch Kyle at all? Did you nerf him at all, or did you back in?
We probably, I don't know, touched 10, 15 times. At one point, we actually interlocked bumpers. I was just kind of like sawing at the back of his truck, trying to make his truck get all upset. And my bumper kind of slipped off to the left. And then when I came back left, it hooked his tube, like his bumper tube. So we were actually hooked together. Like in the beginning of that video, before we hit that right-hand turn, we were full-blown hooked up. And then we hit the little jump into the right-hander, and it unseparated us. That's why we all kind of got a little twitchy. But and my bumpers caved in. He said his rear, the rear of the truck's caved in. It broke my hood all up. But, I was
totally worth it.
Yeah.
So, without a doubt. So, the race is finished. You guys obviously link up in the pits. What was said? Well, I mean, was it like that was epic, or was there a lot of mother effers? Don't you ever do that to me again? What happened?
Me and Kyle talked to the driver's meeting. We talked before we went out there. Like, I knew what it was going to be. Like, he's one of the best, guys in the desert right now. And I knew if we had got to race each other, I'd be able to run with him. So I just want to show everyone that I could run with Kyle. So like once he was out in front of me, I knew it was good. I knew what we were getting into. That's why finally I just had to convince myself, like, I do not need to lose a points championship over this. Like, if it was the beginning of the season, it would have been totally different.
Yeah.
Did you know that people were that? I mean, I guess in the driver's seat, you can't really tell who's watching or videotaping, but did you see 239 following you in the helicopter and, like, knew that people were getting you on camera? Because, dude, that was so epic to see how, like, people's reactions just pumped.
No, yeah, I saw him right at the beginning. Like, right when we left the infield, I saw him. And then after that, I didn't know if he was still with us just because I was so focused on, I was getting blasted the whole time with roost and mud. So I was just focusing on, where we were going since I was so close to Kyle all the time. Just, focus on that. I really didn't pay attention to see if the helicopter stayed with us because usually you can see him the whole time when they're next to you. But yeah. I didn't see him once we left the infield because there was way too much going on. We had to be way too focused, so I just didn't make a mistake and cost myself.
Yeah. So both you guys know how bad the dust is out there in Laughlin. And there was like probably 10 or 15 people that asked me personally, like I'm not in the truck like you are. And they're like, why is he so close? Why doesn't he just like back off a little bit? I'm like, dude, the instant he gets 30 feet back, he can't see anything.
Right. Yeah, that's the clean.
Oh, yeah. Truck length or two, like on him, or you're just in the dust, and then it gets way too risky. So that was the main thing. I was on him like all the way. We stayed on each other forever. And then finally it started getting a little dusty, and I was like, I can run with him, but I don't know if I really want to take the risk since he's not in the points. And I was only in the lead. I just took the points lead the last race, so I was only in the lead by like 4 points. So I was like, do I really want to risk this and lose the points lead or just back off and, just run a smart race and collect more points and move on to the last race of the season?
Dude, you got to have a lot of trust in the driver in front of you, because what if he takes just like a little teeny bit, like an inch off the race course and cleans them both out, Like, that's nuts, dude. So
that's why
you knew Kyle was good then.
I was comfortable the whole time because I knew it was like Kyle. He has tons of seat time. He's right now one of the best guys probably out there right now, just winning races. So I was really comfortable behind him. Like, I wasn't worried about it. Like, we've both been racing forever. Our dads raced together. My uncle and his dad raced together. My uncle sold him a Class 1 car back in the day, and they raced it together, single-seat Jimco. So I was really comfortable, like, just following Kyle and not really worried about it.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, like a lot of people may or may not have, they've seen the video, obviously, but may or may not have known who you were. But you've done a lot of racing in the past, too, because I know you told me you did some works racing in Razor, I think it was, and then you have that. You know a little bit more about the other car he has, right?
Yeah, I actually saw that Subaru come through at Vegas to Reno. I was up at Pit 1. I love that car. It's freaking just that classic. What class are you running that in?
It's Class 5 Unlimited.
Class 5 Unlimited, yeah. But it's Subaru powered, so it's freaking awesome.
Burn it.
Is that car super fun to drive?
Yeah, it's fun. It's super rough. Like, that's what we started racing. My dad built that car when we were racing trophy cars because my dad used to race a Class 5 car when he was in college, my dad and uncle. So when we were born, they kind of stopped racing, and then we started. We went out to Glamis right when the first trophy cart was made, and the Terrible Herps had one, so we drove that around. And once we got home, we're like, we want trophy carts. So my dad and Roy from Pro-Am ended up getting us a couple trophy carts. So we started racing the whole Lucas Oil series. And then pretty much once we started racing, my dad and uncle were like, well, let's get back into racing. So they built that car back in 2006, 2007.
Okay.
And then, once we finally stopped racing short course, maybe 6-7 years later, my dad, we all just got burned out of short course. It takes a lot of time. You're always tearing stuff up, so it's a lot of work. So we took a little break from racing, and we were old enough, so my dad's like, well, let's go race the 5 car. You guys can start racing that. They built it super heavy and super safe, so when the kids got in it, we wouldn't have any problems. But no, the car's tons of fun. It's definitely a lot rougher than the truck, and you definitely feel it after you get out of the car after a long race. Your neck hurts, you're super sore. That's like one difference with the truck. The truck's way smoother. You're really never sore after you get out of it.
Right.
Just they're two totally different cars. But the 5 car taught you a lot about driving. That car
That's what I was going to ask you, like reading the terrain and stuff like that. A lot of drivers progress straight to, unlimited. I think, going through that experience with the 5 car, I think that teaches you a lot about driving and reading the terrain in the open desert. What do you think?
Yeah, no, that's definitely why we started racing. My dad put us in that, and he just had me run it. And then once I finally was really comfortable doing good, I wanted to go faster, obviously. And move up. So then I got the truck, and then my dad put my little brothers in it. And now we're thinking about maybe either getting another truck for my brothers to share or a 6200, building a 6200. So we're just trying to figure that out.
That's actually a good point, though, because, there's a lot of guys that could have that couldn't be that close, because the throttle control that you have to be that close and the trust in the driver in front of you, a lot of that stuff was probably learned in the lower level cars.
Oh, yeah.
No, especially in short course, because short course you're always beating and banging that close to each other all the time. That's why I'm so comfortable. And then we race dirt. I have some dirt track cars we still race, some dirt modifieds like out at Paris Speedway. So all that stuff too, you're always touching people. You're always, pushing down the straightaways at 100, throwing them in sideways at 80, 90 miles an hour. So the modified's the same thing. It's just, it gets you comfortable being close to people.
Dude, that's rad.
Now, does the setup in your truck have to be ideal to feel comfortable doing that? Or is that just your driving style? You're like, hey, you're in my way. I'm going to get up on you and tell you move.
No, my truck's much, I've really never changed this. We did shock stuff. We got the shock style to, pretty much the end of last year. And since then, my setup's all been pretty much the same. We changed some little stuff, but most of the time it's super similar to the races before. But no, the truck's pretty much all set up the same every race. So I know what I'm getting into, and I know I'm going to be comfortable once we go off the line.
Yeah, that's cool. We also share a mutual partner, Motul USA. So I talked with the guys yesterday, Nolan and the guys over there, Darwin. They wanted to say that was pretty badass, all the stuff that you did last weekend.
Great, thank you guys.
It's pretty cool, man. Did you when you got out of the truck, did you have people come up to you and dude, that was so sick, or the next week a bunch of messages or something?
Oh yeah, as soon as I came in and pulled into the finish and took my helmet off, all the Best in the Desert officials that were at the road crossing were over there. Scott and all them who were live, they were all over there.
It's definitely the icon shot, for the year, and who knows how long. So that's something to be proud of for sure.
Hey, so I actually had to do an interview on Monday, and we were talking about all the hate that you get on social media. Did anybody say fucked up stuff, or was it okay?
No, there's always those guys out there. They're cheaters because we've been doing super good. Even at the 5 car, we get it almost every other race. We got all these cheater things going on, and there's nothing crazy. My car, everything's always for sale on our cars. You want our motors, we'll sell the motors.
Right?
I do all the work on my own car. I prep the truck. I do pretty much putting all the time on it. So when people are always getting mad about cheating, it's just I just know the truck's capable of because I work on it. So I'm not one of those guys who go out there. Like half these other people, they don't touch their trucks. They just go out there and think they can drive them, tear them all apart, and then wonder why we're doing good. Because I got to work on it. And I know when stuff gets tore up that I'm going to be in the shop for long nights. That's why I never, because I'm all.
Yeah, but those victories, we know those victories feel that much sweeter, dude.
Yeah.
After you put in all that work.
I think it goes a lot to his mentality too, though, is that, it's not checkers or wreckers. It's, I'm in the points lead. I have a slim margin. I'm going to back off because, who I'm racing against right now isn't even in it for points.
Right.
So let's be smart. I mean, that's race intelligence, and a lot of people just go out there and Ricky Bobby it. And,
No, that's hard to do. If you're in the mix and you're in the heat of the battle, like that, it's to be smart. That's hats off to you for sure.
No, it took me 6 miles to finally calm myself down.
6 miles.
I don't doubt it.
I could imagine. Yeah.
I find what I do, and I need to just let him go and just save the truck. And crashing these things is super expensive. We're a small team. I do all the work, like for the most part on the truck, prepping it all. So we can't just go out there and wreck the truck, and then we're gonna have big bill to fix it, and that just affects our whole race program because everyone thinks we're not on a budget. We're on a budget.
Yeah, I can totally adhere to that. So how was the rest of the race, dude?
Oh, the rest of the race is good. Saturday, we qualified fifth, which is my normal. When I got out of the truck and they all asked us how do you think you did, I was like, probably fifth, because every race I usually qualify around fifth because I'm usually not one to push the truck because I don't want to tear it up in qualifying, then have to go spend all night working on it. And then we started fifth. We started right who was 4 points behind me. So on Saturday, I drag raced Ray, who was second in points. And I just beat him off the line and then pretty much cruised all day Saturday. And then Sunday, after battle with Kyle, I just kind of stayed right on the edge of his dust, just trying to keep as close as possible to him. And then the last lap, actually, Kyle ran out of gas. They tried to time it just perfectly on gas. So the truck was as light as possible. He ran out. So then I just pushed as hard as I could to the finish. I ended up losing Sunday by 1 second.
Oh, dude.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
bummer, but we finished second overall for the week, second and 6-100 for the weekend. And it just helped us spread our points lead, just a couple more points just to make it a little more comfortable going into the last race of the season.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to do when you're out there to win the war, right? How long was the race? How many minutes were you out there for, or hours?
Like an hour and 6 minutes, hour and 7 minutes.
1 second.
Yeah, that's
1 second.
How'd you like that format of a split day and all that versus normally a desert race is just a 1 day deal?
I thought it was kind of cool.
It's definitely, I like this because we do 3 desert races, and then it's always fun to go to the short course races because you're just all like, usually you pass somebody like in Vegas Torino. I passed someone at pit 4. I didn't see another car till like 50 miles later.
Right.
And then, but just at Laughlin, the 2 day, we bring out all the guys that work at like my shop. They all come out, and then we just all hang out, do dinners every night. So it's definitely fun. You hang out after the race on Saturday, get everything just cleaned up, and then. But the 2 days are always fun. Those are, one of my favorite races just because the battles you have there are way gnarlier than what you have out in the desert just because you're so much closer to all the other cars.
Yeah, that seems awesome.
I feel like it would be pretty cool to have that. He's smart, though, because he was conserving the truck, too. So what's planned for you in the near future here?
Well, we have Blue Water coming up, the last race of the Best in the Desert Series, first weekend of November, or actually October. And then right after that, I come home Monday from Blue Water, and I load up all my stuff to go down to Baja to do the 1,000. I'm going to race with Green Army, just in his 6,100. I'm going to do the start for them. Maybe go 500 miles and get out and give the truck to Justin to do the rest. So, just try to do 1,000 and figure out what we're doing next year. We, always like to go trophy truck racing. It's just budget and trying to find, more partners, to help, split the difference between that motor from the 6100 motor to the big block. Just always out, always wanting to move up.
Are you going to do the Min 400?
We have a Class 11 being built right now. We might race that, and probably my brothers will race the Class 5 car, but I just won't have enough time to get my truck torn. Like, after I race Blue Water, it's just going to go sit in the shop, and I'll be gone pretty much all of November down in Mexico, all October down in Mexico after that race. So I just don't think I'll have enough time to get my truck together, but for sure we'll probably be there in the 5 car and probably the Class 11.
Yeah, awesome. And at least just hanging out. These guys are going to be racing the Min 400 too, aren't you?
Correct. Yeah, three vintage military vehicles, a vintage buggy, a dirt bike that a single leg amputees racing, and Tim Hall in the Polaris Razor, a double leg amputee in the Razor that we built for him.
Dude, it's so crazy. The Min 400 this year seems like it's going to be cool. Even if you can't race, dude, hanging out's going to be bitching.
No, yeah, I'll go and I'll, maybe drive a little bit of it with my brother in the Class 11, just go play with that thing, or, hopefully maybe try to find a ride in somebody's truck or buggy, whatever I can get myself into. I'm always looking for seats, always just trying to drive as much as possible.
Dude, talk about hurting your back, though. Class 11, you're like, yeah, no problem.
I keep telling you guys, speed is relative to the suspension travel that you've got. You don't go out there and just bomb it in an 11. You're still having fun.
Yeah.
I don't disagree if those little bumps come up. Right.
Everybody says how much fun those are, so, got to go drive it at least once, see how it is.
Are you gonna put a shark fin on the top?
Probably not.
Man, I'm stoked, dude. Just seeing how much fun you were having out there at that race. I mean, like you said, you only did it for 6 miles, but 6 miles seems like an eternity when you're battling that hard.
Oh, no, it definitely felt like a while. I was like, especially when I'm just pushing him, like I'm just pushing him all the way up the hill. I try to pass him to the left. He just comes over to the left because he sees me go left. So it was just, him blocking me pushing him. It was definitely felt like it was going on for quite a while, but the whole time I was laughing, and I know Kyle was laughing too. As soon as we saw each other after the race, I was like, you made me work that hard.
Just to run out of gas, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, like, so what's going through your head is just having fun, right? Like, there's some guys that'll go out there and be like, get the fuck out of the way, or like, this guy's got to move. But you guys were out there, like, literally having fun, and you guys knew what each other was thinking. That's so cool, man.
Yeah, no, it was fun. Everyone was I got so many, like, DMs, like, oh, why didn't you wreck him? You should have deserved to be wrecked. And it's like, if it was a desert race, like a Parker 425, and he did that for that long, he definitely would have ended up out in the desert somewhere. But this short course racing, like this short course race, and just because where it is in the season, like it's so close to the end, like I was just worried about when I go to take him out, if I get collected with him, I'm going to be bummed.
Yeah. Spoken like a true racer. If it was at Parker, he would have been in the desert.
Well, he already said, too, he's just like, if I wreck my truck, I'm the one that has to go home and fix it.
Yeah.
I don't feel like doing that. I always qualify 5th because I don't want to be hard on my truck because I don't want to work on it all night for the race. He's smart. He's got a racer's freaking intelligence. I dig it.
100%. Well, I'm pumped for you, dude. That's super cool, and I'm glad that, even if it's just a little viral video that gets popped out, it's always good to see a hardworking dude and a family like you that's getting some recognition. So kudos to you, bud.
Thank you, guys.
All right, man. Well, I know you're a hard worker, and you got a lot of shit to do. So,
real quick, you got any sponsors that you want to throw out? Anybody that helped you out in that race?
Yeah, for sure.
I thank BFG Tires. They're one of the best tires out in the desert. King Shocks, Motul, NGK Spark Plugs, Pro-Am, Mackenzie's, CBR Radiators, Terrible Herbs Motorsports, Herb Smith Fab, and just all the guys who help us get out there.
Yeah, that's super cool, man. Thanks to those 239 guys for allowing us to share that video and stuff, too.
Yeah,
so.
Bobby, good clips, so, always got to thank Bobby.
Yeah, killing it. All right, homie. Well, thank you very much. We know you got to get going. You got to get back to work and all that stuff, so keep up the good work.
No problem. Thank you guys for having me.
All right, we'll see you later, man. Thanks. Dude, okay. Well, so thank you to the sponsors. I appreciate you sponsoring us for the location at Warfighter Main Headquarters. Really appreciate it.
It's always a pleasure to have you guys here.
And thanks, James, as always, for being just a badass with X Travel Suspension. Thanks, guys, for watching. We really appreciate it. We'll see you guys next week.